The boy was only 14 years old, thin and quiet, wearing clothes that had clearly been washed too many times and stitched again and again by careful hands. His name was never written anywhere, not on a school register, not on a certificate, and certainly not on any menu inside the restaurant he was about to enter. All he knew was hunger. Real hunger. The kind that makes your stomach hurt and your head feel light. The restaurant stood tall on the corner of the street, glowing with warm lights, glass walls shining, and the smell of rich food drifting into the cold air. For people inside, it was a place of comfort. For the boy, it was a risk. He pushed the door open slowly, holding his breath. The noise hit him first, laughter, clinking plates, confident voices. He walked carefully, afraid his presence alone might offend someone. A worker noticed him immediately. The man's face hardened, his eyes scanning the boy's clothes with judgment. Before the boy could even speak properly, the worker grabbed his arm and shouted, accusing him of trying to steal, of having no right to enter such a place. The boy tried to explain. He said he had money. He said he just wanted food. But the worker didn't listen. The situation escalated fast. The worker slapped the boy, pushed him hard, and people nearby froze, unsure whether to interfere. The boy fell to the floor, his hands shaking, his eyes filling with tears, not just from pain, but from shame. No one asked his age. No one asked his story. To them, he was just a poor child who didn't belong. What they didn't know was that this moment, this single act of cruelty, was about to change everything inside that restaurant forever. From the upper floor of the restaurant, the owner was watching. He was a well-known man in the city, a self-made millionaire who believed deeply in discipline, image, and rules. At first, he thought it was just another disturbance. Poor people cause problems everywhere, he used to believe. But when he looked closer, he saw the boy's face. There was no anger in it, no rebellion, only fear and confusion. The owner came downstairs quickly. The room fell silent as his polished shoes hit the marble floor. He saw the worker, still shouting, still holding the boy roughly. Something inside the owner snapped. His voice thundered through the room as he demanded an explanation. The worker tried to justify his actions, saying the boy was dirty, suspicious, and probably begging or stealing. The owner looked at the boy again. 14, maybe younger. A child. Without another word, the owner told the worker to leave immediately. Fired. No warnings. No discussion. The worker's face went pale. He begged, but the owner didn't listen. Then, something unexpected happened. The owner knelt down in front of the boy. He helped him stand up. He spoke gently, asking if he was hurt. The boy could barely answer. The owner guided him to a table, wiped his hands, and told the staff to bring food, real food, warm food, as much as the boy wanted. The entire restaurant watched in shock. The boy ate slowly at first, like someone afraid the food might disappear. The owner sat nearby, watching silently, his expression no longer proud, but thoughtful. For the first time in years, he felt something uncomfortable, guilt. As the boy ate, the owner asked him simple questions. Where do you live? Do you go to school? Do you have parents? The answers came quietly, each one heavier than the last. The boy worked odd jobs. Sometimes he slept hungry. His mother was sick. His father was gone. School was a dream that ended too early. The owner felt the walls he had built around his heart start to crack. This boy had more courage walking into this restaurant than many rich men had walking into life. Then the boy said something that stunned everyone at the table. He said he didn't want charity. He said he just wanted to pay for his food like anyone else. The owner smiled sadly and nodded. When the bill came, the owner asked the boy to show his balance, almost gently, almost jokingly. The boy pulled out an old phone, its screen cracked. He opened a banking app. At first, the owner smiled politely, expecting to see a few coins. But when the screen loaded, the smile vanished. The balance wasn't small. It was massive. The boy wasn't poor in money. He was poor in protection. The account belonged to a trust left by his late father, locked until adulthood, used only for essentials. The owner's laughter died in his throat. He had judged everything wrong. Money had blinded him. The room felt smaller. The boy looked up and said softly, I just wanted food. In that moment, The owner understood something life had never taught him. Dignity has nothing to do with wealth. The story spread fast. People who had watched silently now felt ashamed. Some cried. Some left early. The owner stood up and addressed the restaurant. He apologized, not just to the boy, but to everyone for allowing a place of food to become a place of fear. He announced new rules that night. No one would ever be judged by clothes again. All staff would be trained in respect. Any violence would mean permanent dismissal. The boy finished his meal. The owner asked if he could help in any way, not as charity, but as responsibility. The boy asked for one thing only, a chance to study. The owner agreed without hesitation. He arranged schooling, health care for the boy's mother, and a part-time job when the boy was old enough. Not because he was rich, but because it was right. That restaurant changed that night. It became known not for luxury, but for humanity. The fired worker never returned. The owner never forgot. And the boy? He walked out with his head high, full stomach, and something far more important than money, respect. Years later, people would still talk about that night. Some called it a lesson. Others called it fate. The owner, now older and quieter, would say it was justice. He had laughed once at a screen, thinking money defined worth. He never laughed again. The boy grew into a strong, educated man, carrying scars not of poverty, but of survival. Whenever he passed that restaurant, he remembered not the pain, but the turning point. A place where cruelty was stopped. A place where dignity won. And a moment that proved one simple truth. You never know who someone is by how they look, only by how they are treated.